for sure. Next up, we've got Clemson and NC State, one of the marquee matchups on Saturday. Clemson, 10-point road favorites against NC State here on the road, total 47 in this game. And again, this is one of those games where you look at it and there's some people out there that had NC or Clemson around a 17, 18-point favorite on the road in this game. Now they're only 10 in this game, and there's a reason for that. The Dabo Swinney and Clemson, not that same old point spread covering machine. 0-3 against the spread this year. The loss to Georgia, they beat South Carolina State, but 49-3, they didn't cover as 51. And then last week against Georgia Tech, there's some red flags coming out of this game for me with Clemson. 14-8, they barely win the game. Their offense is basically 116th in the country in total yards right now, which is not very good. DJ Uiagalelei has really not exactly been good in terms of finding cohesion with his receivers. It's been inaccurate. It's made some bad decisions, forced the football at times. And then the offensive line, it looks really, really shaky right now for Clemson. They're not opening up holes to run the football. The pass protection's been spotty. That's an issue. And NC State's got a pretty damn good defense. I know they lost to Mississippi State, but remember, 24 points they gave up. One of those touchdowns was a kick return right at the beginning of the game. So they really only gave up 17 points. It's a good NC State defense, very good. I think it can keep them in this game. And when you're talking about teams that have been public teams that have been dominating year in and year out, and they start a season 0-3 against the spread and are losing to the point spread by margins the way Clemson is so far, losing 21.5 and 10 points to the spread in their two big games against Georgia Tech and Georgia, I'm either betting against them or I'm passing the game. And right now I'm on the home dog here with NC State. I know the last 2 years it's been ugly. I believe 55-7 and 41-10 for Clemson head-to-head against NC State the last 2 years. That does concern me, but I've got issues with the Clemson offense, whether they can put up, like, you're 14-8 at home to Georgia Tech, and now you got to go on the road and face this NC State defense, which is pretty damn good. Yeah. I've not overly been impressed with Devin Riley either for NC State. He's got to improve. He's been sort of mediocre so far at quarterback for the Wolfpack. But I think their defense, with all the issues I see with Clemson's offense right now, is good enough to keep them in the game. I like the underdog here, and I would also lean a little bit under the total as well in this one. But I'm definitely liking NC State at +10. Conor, Mack, what do you think? Clemson, NC State?
Yeah, that was awful against Georgia Tech. A Georgia Tech team that lost to Northern Illinois. I mean, come on. So I can't take Clemson. I'd be on NC State, but I like the under a little bit better. That game against Mississippi State was kind of ugly. I thought they were a little bit better team. They kicked South Florida's ass 45-0. Kind of laid an egg. Their defense didn't give up much like he talked about, but 24-10, they couldn't score on Mississippi State. As we've seen, their defense is not that great. So this is all under until I see these teams score anything. And I lean to the Wolfpack catching the points at home.
All right, Grant, what do you think? Big one here, Clemson, NC State.
Yeah, big one. This one should be fun. I think you said the stats there, Ian. Clemson's kind of owned North Carolina State in the last few years. But as you also said, Clemson looks shaky, right? They don't look like the traditional Clemson team we've seen year after year. And, that last game, there was this long-ass weather delay, and, that was going on. And so I look at that, and I'm trying to use that in my analysis here and say how much of that game can I actually look up. Again, that long delay, who knows how they could have been just jacking around in the locker room or whatever. I don't see that happening. Who knows? This is a gut play for me. I don't have a play. I shouldn't say a play. This is a gut feel for me on this game. I got a weird feeling Clemson's going to do what Clemson's done to NC State in the past. I think they could smack them. I just kind of see a lot of frustration in Clemson now. The O-line hasn't been great, as you talked about, Ian. Quarterback, I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, hasn't been awesome either. But it's a gut thing for me. I think this is going to be a Clemson game where we go, oh, okay, Clemson is Clemson. But I don't have a personal play on it. It's a gut feel. It may be a play by the end of the week, just because I think it is one of those things where they may just own this team. And But as Connor said, also that under may be the play on this one too. So keep an eye on that.
Yeah, definitely. I think that will be a lower scoring game. The Clemson's defense, there's nothing wrong there. There's no question. They have been very good defensively. The issues right now are on the offense. So it does feel like 47. And there is value on Clemson, because look ahead lines before the season had Clemson in the 17, 18-point range here as road favorites. And now they're only 10. So you're seeing adjustments based on Clemson's 0-3 ATS start, and obviously NC State being a solid team. But that being said, I think the adjustment's warranted, and still like NC State here as a home.